woke up early this morning. My destination is a pond just north of where I live. I knew I needed to get up early because of the harsh August light. Today's forecast, not a cloud in the sky. I was rewarded with a beautiful sunrise on my right as I was driving north on the freeway. Crystal Springs is a beautiful private park near Portland, Oregon. There is a small entry fee, but it's well worth the price. Not only is it an oasis for birds and wildlife, it's a great place for people that live close to the city that want to enjoy nature. The many ponds and trees makes it a wonderful home for birds. There are also muskrat, river otters, beavers, raccoons, and even coyotes. Even here at the park, it's a little early for winter birds to arrive. I would imagine soon there will be geese, wood ducks, and even bald eagles arriving. For me, August is generally not a great month for bird photography here in Oregon. There's a lot of harsh light, and also there's a lack of wintering birds, and it can make it difficult. A wide variety of birds can still be found here throughout the year. I was glad to see some ducks hanging out. These particular ducks are probably year-round residents. They didn't seem to mind me saying hi and filming. This mallard was doing some early morning yoga stretches. There were a few wood ducks sitting on a log nearby. I was able to lay down and get a few shots. I'm testing out my new camera setup and trying to see realistically what the lowest shutter speed I can use handheld is. The Canon R5 body has Body Stabilization. My lens, a Canon 500mm f4 IS-2, also has image stabilization. I should note my lens is not an RF mount, it's a EF, so I use the adapter. Generally speaking, when I'm photographing perched or sitting birds, I first get a few safety shots at a higher shutter speed, somewhere around 1/2000th of a second. I do this for a couple reasons. I want to make sure that I eliminate camera shake, but mostly I want my settings to work if the bird decides to fly. For this image, I started out at a higher shutter speed, then slowly lowered the shutter speed as well as the ISO. I captured this photo at 1/160th of a second. For this shot, I was also using my 1.4 times teleconverter. So at 700mm, the depth of field gets pretty shallow. I stopped down to f6.3 to give me just a little more depth of field, but I still wanted the two wood ducks behind my main subject to be blurred. I felt grateful as I walked along the water's edge. It was a beautiful morning. The cooler mornings were a sure sign that fall and winter are right around the corner. There was no wind and the water was like glass. The crunching of gravel under my feet lets the birds know I'm coming, but many of them already know they're in a safe place, so they go on with their normal morning routines. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw something dive into the water and I heard a loud splash. As I swung the camera around, I could see an osprey coming out of the water. He dove for a fish but came up empty-handed. He circled back around, but unfortunately the light was already harsh in the sky. I did take a couple pictures, but I don't think they're up to my normal standards. Unfortunately, the osprey didn't come back around for another attempt. I set out again down the path, looking for my next subject. As I rounded the corner on the path, I saw something move on a branch near the water. To my surprise, it was a green heron. It was hunting for little fish. I quickly took a few photos, then set up my tripod for some action video. He was a tiny little guy catching tiny little fish. He caught several fish, then quietly flew off. I had to do a bit of cropping with my images, but still got a couple I like. It was a great way to spend the morning. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I do plan on making more videos, so feel free to subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Del Loose Photography. Thanks again.